It's real?
It's not just a meme.
It's not just a meme. It's actually good. Jujutsu Kaisen fans are like, oh no, the greatest manga ever made. Hi guys. Don't adjust your screens. You are on the Giguk channel, but we are not going to be talking about anime today, which is why I was able to convince Joey to join me. We are going to be talking about manga.
Oh, finally, something I can talk about.
Finally. So we have the Anime Zone and the Manga Lad.
That's me.
With us today.
We are back once again with another Next Manga Awards stream. Now, what is the Next Manga Awards? Well, as the name suggests, the Next Manga Awards is an award that they hold every single year, which basically highlight or celebrate up-and-coming new manga that has the potential to be maybe the next big anime.
This is my secret sauce to keeping ahead of the curve with what's about to be popular, not even next year, but like in 2 or 3 years.
In the near future.
Yeah. To break down the exact specifications of the Next Manga Awards, they need to be manga that have less than 5 volumes out. They are the newest ones right off the presses, some of which don't even have an official English translation yet. That's how new we're talking about.
Yeah. If anything, the majority, if not all of the manga we're going to be talking about today, you guys have probably never heard of, maybe read, maybe even seen. And this is the whole point of the Next Manga Awards, is to get people to know, if you want to read new manga and you want to keep up with the best out there that is coming out, then these are the ones to look out for.
Let's have a look at some of the past winners just to show you what kind of mangas have won this in the past. So we've had past winners, you know, small indie mangas like Oshinoko.
Don't know if you heard of it.
Free Ren came in third in its year.
A little manga called Spy Family won first place. A little manga called Chainsaw Man won second place in the print manga. Suffice it to say, these Next Manga Award winners and nominees have had a pretty good track record of actually ending up becoming the most popular titles.
Anyway, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
To present the awards. So we are starting off with the web category. At number 10, the winner of the web category is
Hotaru no Yomeiri.
Yes. What does this translate to, Joey?
Firefly Marriage? This one I actually didn't get the chance to read.
Okay, Joey.
But you did.
Let me give you the deets on this one.
Go on.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a girl.
Yeah.
Right. And this is, I believe, set in like, old Meiji kind of like Japan era.
Sure.
She's a bit sickly. But she comes from this like noble family, and she's like has so many marriage proposals, but she says no to all of them because she has like a terminal illness. One day, she gets kidnapped. She is basically about to be executed. And who walks in as the person who's going to execute her? That lovely gentleman right there. Woo!
That's a bitch if I've ever seen it.
Yes. He is told she used to be killed at a certain time, but before then, no one is to touch her. What do you think happens? A bunch of guys, the prisoners, are just like, oh, it's time, baby, it's time. And he's like, actually, no, my instructions were to have no one touch this girl until I am told to kill this woman. So he starts like chopping off limbs and stuff like that.
Damn.
And so this girl, in a feat of desperation, she asks him, is there anything I can do to save my life? And he says, only money talks. If you can pay more money to me than my hirer, I'll let you live. And she's like, I don't have money on me, but I do come from a noble family. So how about we get married? Wow, that is her solution. And that starts off the adventures of the biggest I Can Fix Him manga that I've read this year. I will make a declaration. This just won the 10th place in the web category. Please, nobody, do not show this to my wife, because I already know that she will eat this up. I don't know why. She just loves her crazy yandere men.
I don't blame her, to be honest with you, man.
Also, the main character is a blonde anime girl who looks like that as well. Wow. Sydney's gonna eat this up. And I'm scared for her to discover this manga.
She's literally gonna do she's just like me for real.
But yeah, honestly, I I actually enjoy this a lot. This was a spicy manga.
Yeah.
That is Hotaru no Yomeiri. Definitely check this out if you want yourself a spicy romance, especially the girls who like crazy boys.
Yeah.
If you think you can fix him, this is it. This is your manga.
All right, let's move on to the web manga category, 9th place. And the winner goes to...
Star Strike It Rich. Oh,
dude, this manga is sick.
Oh.
So first of all, don't let the title and the cover fool you. To give a little bit of context, Sandorovich Yabako is actually quite a seasoned manga author. They have worked on such manga as Kengan Ashura, and most recently they made, I don't know what the English title is the Danberu Nankiro Moteru, the Dumbbell manga.
I have 2 words to describe this manga. Waifu Baki.
Yeah. Deadass in my notes for this, I think the first thing I wrote down was Baki, but with hot chicks.
Yeah, that is exactly it.
So this manga is based on in modern times where there is, very much like Baki and Kengan Ashura, there is kind of an underground society for fighting. There's a character that essentially is a former participant of the underground fighting scene who one day is just like, gets let off, and she has 2 best friends, and the 3 of them are kind of down in the dumps. They're like, well, shit, we're out of a job, we can't make money, but we don't have the credentials to do anything because of our backgrounds and stuff like that. And then one day they see a street fight happening between 2 elderly women, and so they think, okay, well then what if we just start our own underground mixed martial arts tournament, and also all the participants are women. But then they go, yeah, but we got to use like the power of eroticism with these women. Otherwise, it's no different to the men. Like, people are not going to be interested in it. But we need like a cutesy kind of girl who is also banger at fighting.
Yeah.
And then one of the girls goes, I know someone. And they go to this like princess high school, this like really prestigious high school. And they're like, that's the girl. And it's the girl on the cover here.
It is the girl on the cover.
And they go like, all right, let's test it out. Immediately realizes she's an absolute monster.
Yeah, so she's been trained by this like underground
like cult
or something that trained her in all sorts of like martial arts and stuff like that. Doesn't make sense. She's classified as a human weapon, but she also looks like she walked out of an idol show or something like that.
Imagine Hama Yujiro if he was an idol.
If he was an idol. That is basically the energy that we are talking about. They kidnap her and they're like, yo, what do we do with her? And she's like, I want one thing. Find me a strong opponent. That's all I want. But unfortunately, she just keeps one-shotting every opponent she goes through. The biggest thing I will say is don't let this aesthetic fool you. If you want just like the aesthetic of just some like big muscly girl getting decked out by like the smallest high school girl you could ever think of.
It is like insane. It is so crazy.
Shout out to Star Strike It Rich. Highly recommend this one. Sydney's already made a video on this one if you want to give that one a watch as well. Yeah, I didn't realize this, but I recognized the face. I was like, wait, I remember Sydney talking about this manga to me. Absolute banger.
All right, let's move on then, shall we?
Yes.
To the 8th place.
8th place winner in the web manga category. It is...
I love Dokagui Mochizuki-san. This manga actually doesn't have a physical volume that we can show you guys.
Unfortunately, we have not read this one because it wasn't sent to us. But to give the synopsis, this manga was X, formerly Twitter, and Japan's #1 trending topic. So the main girl, she's a 21-year-old woman who is a calm and gentle girl, but her happiness is Dokagui, which I don't know what that means.
Dokagui means like stupid eating.
So she indulges in heavy binge eating is what it says here. An overdose of calories and a forbidden gourmet record. Ooh. It's a mukbang manga. I dig that. I dig that. Yeah. So that was number 8.
Hell
Congratulations to our 8th place winner. So number 7th. That goes to... Centuria! Woo! Actual banger.
Oh my god.
Holy crap.
This so good.
Goes so hard.
I can explain this manga in simple terms that anyone can understand. Take Berserk and combine it with Vinland Saga.
You know, you start off with this guy being on a slave ship. It turns out that he has never felt kindness in his life. His mother sold him as a slave when he was like a little boy. When someone on the slave ship actually shows him kindness and actually helps him out, he's like super surprised. He doesn't know how to like process it. Afterwards, it turns out all the slaves on the ships was going to be eliminated.
Yeah.
It was basically a medieval kind of like insurance scam. So they kill every person except for this main character and the pregnant woman that first showed him kindness.
And then right as the, I guess, pirates, slave owners, go to, you know, kill them, they're like, wait, we can't move. What's happening? And then all of a sudden, from out of the ocean, this giant H.P. Lovecraftian, like, you know, horrendous, like, sea creature comes out and basically says, I'm going to give you guys unbelievable power to get through this and the hardships, but only one of you can survive.
Yeah.
Who is it going to be? And the main character is like, well, obviously, I want the pregnant woman who showed me love to survive because I want this kind woman and the baby to survive. A couple of things happen. I'm not going to go into too much details. The main character manages to gain this ability of basically the power... this is so bad when I say it out loud. The power of 100 slaves. Well, that's what it is. That's what it is.
You can't just say that he has the power of slavery, Joey.
Okay, maybe it was translated differently in English, but when I read it in manga, that's literally how it's read.
Okay, to explain his power, he has the combined power of the 100 humans that got slaughtered on that ship.
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. I mean, but they were also slaves.
But that also happened to be slaves, okay? That also happened to be slaves.
I'm not wrong. Afterwards, it's this beautiful yet gruesome tale of revenge, of like overcoming everything, and also finding love in another human being. You know, even after all despair has fallen upon him. I'm going to say this one is up there for... one of my favorites that I've read in this collection.
Yeah,
like,
same
I definitely want to keep up with this one because just the way that it's set itself up just within this first volume has so much room for growth. But if this author manages to pull it off, man, this is going to be a huge one.
Yeah, this was an amazing beginning, first few chapters. If you want a new dark fantasy, check it out.
Hell
Centuria.
yeah. Centuria.
Let's move on to the number 6th place.
All right. In the 6th place in the web manga category goes to... Boo! The Reason Why She Loves a Jerk.
So this is also another web one that wasn't available in print form. I will have to read out the synopsis for you. A smoker with no money, no job, and no prospects.
Okay.
That's Michan's beloved loser boyfriend, Iruma-Kun.
Okay.
Lucky for him, Michan's expectations are at rock bottom. Can Iruma-Kun clear her lower than low bar and prove that he isn't the biggest jerk? A comedy spin on a problematic relationship.
I was actually kind of looking forward to reading this one, but, you know, we're going to have to check it out in our own time. You guys can check it out in your own time too, if that synopsis sounds appealing. Let's enter the top 5 in the web manga category. First and foremost, number 5. In 5th place, we have...
Sachi's Records or Sachi's Book of Revelation. This was a unique manga.
Okay.
You can probably tell from the art style that it's definitely a gag manga.
Yeah, 100%.
The entire premise of this manga is it starts off a little bit like Records of Ragnarok.
Okay.
Where the gods and the angels and the demons are all in like a big circle being like, it's time to eliminate humans. Do you guys not think so? And the angels are like, no, humans are good. Trust, bro. Trust me, bro. Don't worry. And then God's like, all right, we got to do something to decide whether humans are worth keeping around or not.
Sure.
Instead of having one big tournament arc like they do in Records of Ragnarok, it all comes down to one single child. This child. And what happens is you can see the person on the right is an angel and the person on the left is a demon. And they're like, all right, you are the last hope for humanity and we will be judging your every action to see whether humans are good creatures or whether humans should be eliminated and are bad for the world. There were some moments that did actually make me laugh in this one.
The way I like to describe these kinds of manga is like absurdist comedy. It's the type of manga that's funny because it's just so wacky and absurd.
So congratulations to Sachi's Record for the 5th place
Right on.
in the web manga category.
Let's move on to the 4th place.
Number 4.
At number 4 in the web manga category goes to... Boo!
Hope you're happy, Lemon.
So Onna ni Sachi-are. Wow, the English title for it is so different.
It is.
So the English title is Hope You're Happy, Lemon. The Japanese title is Happiness to the Shit Woman.
I'm not going to even tell you the storyline of this. I'm just going to describe my experience. I open the first page and it literally opens with a guy getting dumped. I was like, oh, this is a strong way to open a manga. And she says, I haven't cheated on you with one person. I've cheated on you with 3 people. I read that and I was like, I'm locked in.
Dead ass. I was reading this at home and I was like, oh, God's going to love this one.
So basically describe the actual premise of this manga, because it's actually pretty weird. I think you said it was like a combination of Your Name and Golden Time.
Yes, that's how I described it.
He got dumped by her, and then he grew up, you know, he has a crush. And his crush is his co-worker, and he's been crushing on her for a while. His co-worker says, I am not interested in any man who has baggage. And he's like... My ex cheated on me with 3 people and I still am not over her. Maybe I can hide this fact. He sets up a date with his crush. What happens? He goes to sleep and he wakes up in the body of his ex.
And Lemon wakes up in the body of the protagonist. So literally a Your Name moment. Unlike in Your Name, they go to sleep, you know, again, while they're in each other's bodies, and they wake up and they're back to normal. But then they find out that they don't swap bodies every day. They swap bodies every other day.
Every time they go to sleep, they swap bodies again.
Yeah.
So they're alternating which body they have. Just if there wasn't enough tea for you to drink with that synopsis. Turns out his crush is no other than Lemon's roommate. They also have feelings for each other. So if you like your spicy love triangles with a little bit like a, you know, like a twist, like a fantasy twist to it, this is so much fun and it's charming.
And they're not in high school for once.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They're not in high school.
Like Golden Time, they're in university.
They're in university. I forgot. That's
so representation, finally.
Yo.
Yeah, but this one's a banger. Definitely give it a read.
Absolute banger.
Yeah.
All right, number 3.
All right, the bronze
to present
medal.
number 3, the bronze medal is VTuber
Samura Shigemi.
Okay.
So this is the 3rd and last manga that we unfortunately didn't get to read. But as the title suggests, it is a VTuber manga.
This is also another Twitter manga. Shigemi Kasumura is the top corporate VTuber with 1.3 million subscribers. And she can't contain her overflowing love for her longtime listener, Nanashiro, while streaming. Okay. And that's all we know about it. That's pretty much it. Congratulations for 3rd place.
Hey, you know what? W to the VTuber fans, you know?
W to the VTuber fans, man. Shall we go on to number 2?
Silver medal for the web manga category goes to... Boom!
Ruri Dragon! Congratulations, Ruri Dragon!
So this one, if you've been, you know, kind of keeping up with Jump manga in the past year or so, this might be a title you've heard of before. I'd certainly heard of it before.
This girl wakes up and she finds out one day that she just woke up and she has horns.
Yeah.
And fangs.
Yeah.
And she comes down and she's like, Mother, why do I have horns? Is this normal? I don't think this is normal for a human being to have horns. And she's like, oh yeah, that's because you're half dragon. And she's like, what do you mean I'm half dragon? And her mother goes, well, to explain, that means your father is a dragon. Okay, well, I'm going to work now. See ya.
Yeah, have fun at school.
Have fun at school. And I was just like, what? Mother, are you not going to explain?
She goes to school and everyone's like, yo, are those horns, dog?
Ruri, is those horns coming out of your head? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, is it a problem? And then she's like, no. And he's like, all right.
Everyone is just like way too okay.
Yeah, everyone's just okay with this.
I don't know. It's so weird. Like maybe there's going to be like an explanation for it later down the
I don't
manga?
think so, because I think I got the vibe. This is just such a nice palate cleanser. And it just takes place in a world where things are just chill, man.
Yeah.
I just feel cleansed every time I read a chapter.
Yeah.
And I can see why this has such a big popularity.
And glad it finally got out of hiatus as well.
If you need just brighten up your day a bit, highly recommend Ruri Dragon.
That was the silver medal, but now we are on to the winner of the web manga category. The gold medal for this year goes to
Girl Meets Rock. Last year, there was an anime called Skip and Loafer. This gave me the same vibe, but instead of, a country bumpkin learning the city life, it is a girl who has zero knowledge of music trying to start her own band. The biggest thing I will say is that, Joey, they play music in this one.
They actually play music in a music manga.
Yes.
Ain't no way.
Yes. This is like Skip and Loafer meets Bocce the Rock. And that is all of the winners of the web category, guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was only the web manga. We have to talk about print manga, the more traditional manga that a lot of people are used to. This is normally some of the ones that have the biggest titles in it.
All right, so should we just get going then?
Let's just get going.
All right.
To number 10.
Number
Joey.
10 in the print
10th
manga
place.
category goes to...
Kill Blue.
So this is done by Fujimaki-sensei, who is the creator of Kuroko no Basuke. But this time around, he has cooked up not a basketball manga. In fact, quite the opposite. So essentially, the premise is it starts off with not actually this boy immediately. We're actually introduced to our main character, who is a legendary assassin. And then one day after he finishes up his job, he goes home. He's just chilling on the balcony, reminiscing of his life, being like, man, I'm divorced. I have a kid. I'm like running around like doing these like criminal activities, killing criminals. Like, man, what am I doing with my life, man? And then suddenly he gets stung by a bee, passes out, wakes up in the hospital room looking like this. So this bee has somehow forced the legendary assassin to revert back to a middle schooler. It's kind of similar to the beginnings of like Detective Conan.
I was like, this is John Wick Detective Conan.
This is John Wick Detective Conan.
This is literally just John Wick Detective Conan.
And the first thing the higher up say to him is like, all right, here's your first mission. Go to school. And he's like, what? And then throughout that time, he is like slowly gaining information behind the scenes while trying to blend into society. Later on, they find out that, okay, that bee that you got stung by actually had a special chemical in it, a weapon of sorts, like a secret military weapon that is spearheaded by one of the top medicinal companies in Japan. We found out that the daughter of the head of this company is your classmate. So we need you to get in close contact with her to try and get enough information out of her. And he was like, dog, you're telling a 39-year-old dude to approach a 14-year-old schoolgirl? No. But then they were like, they just made like an announcement on national TV.
What?
That whoever marries the daughter of the founder of this company becomes the successor of the company. So if you want to go back to normal, you're gonna have to marry her. And I'm like, whoa, this is not the direction I was thinking it was gonna go. And now, obviously, every single like dude in the school and all over the country is basically trying to marry her and to like get her. So now it becomes this manga of essentially this 39-year-old dude in the body of a 14-year-old trying to court this other 14-year-old and protect her from all these other insane people by using his assassination skills.
Yeah, check that one out if you want another
Kill Blue
wacky spy assassin gag manga.
Hell yeah. All right.
Next up, we have 9th place.
9th place, print manga category goes to...
Fall in Love, You False Angel.
Koiseyo, Mayakashi, Tenshi-domo. This is like if Kaguya-sama lent really heavily in the shoujo direction.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it.
You have these two people in their school who are basically the perfect student. The girl has a little bit of a wilder side. One day, she realizes that the guy who is also, on the surface, the perfect kind of like ikemen character, he's a little bit of a bad boy as well. And the girl who steals hearts gets her heart stolen. It's not like as spicy as some of like the other mangas that we had so far, but it has a little bit of a tinge to it, So if you want your shoujo, Highly recommend this one. Fall in Love, You False Angels.
Yeah, right on. All right, 8th place print manga category goes to
Noah is my senior and my friend.
Noa-senpai wa tomodachi. The top thing on my notes for this is, in all caps, she's f***ing cute. I mean, look at her. She's f***ing cute, dog.
I can't lie.
It is very much more of a slice of life, another Iyashikei type one, with a little bit of romantic splashes thrown into it. Essentially, the premise is, main guy, he works at a, I think it's like a visual novel or like a Bishoujo game company. All he wants is to work, spend time in his hobbies and his interests, and have some alone time. He's content with that, he's cool with that. And in his workforce, there is a character, Noa-san, this character right here, who is like a top like game dev like in the company. Like she's in like a pretty big spot. Like, you know, she's always surrounded by people being like, oh, Noa-senpai, help out. And, you know, she's very much like the face of the company. But then just in a happenstance after work once, they both start talking to one another. And he realizes that Noa isn't exactly the social butterfly that she makes herself out to be.
Of course.
If anything, she herself has a lot of issues with being social and making friends. Now, normally in a manga like that, that would usually be the start of like some kind of romance story, right?
Yeah.
But no, instead, Noa goes, hey, can we just be friends?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's kind of just like, yeah, I guess so. Like, I kind of don't really want to, but I kind of feel bad for you. So yeah, all right, you know what? Let's try it out. Let's see. Let's be friends. Let's figure it out. So it's like, think of like your most like stereotypical like rom-com like in the workplace type manga, but take the majority of the romance away, and it's two characters trying to figure out social norms and social cues and just how to be friends. And you know, don't expect there to be anything like spicy happening in this manga, even though like the character design might point otherwise, that it might go in like an ecchi, you know, slightly ecchi direction. Literally none of that. It is the most like vanilla, like if eye contact was a tag, like that, this would be it. Like, it doesn't get any spicier than that, but it's very cute, very wholesome, and she's f***ing cute and adorable as well.
Congratulations to Noah as my senior and my friend.
Yeah.
8th place.
8th place. Well done. All right, let's move on. 7th place in the print manga category goes to Nue's Exorcist.
Woo! I had one reason why that drew me to this manga immediately, and that was Nue. I just love her vibe. I love her energy. I just love everything about her.
Dog, she's an otaku.
Yeah, the main character who can see spirits or see ghosts, right? He basically is like a very selfless guy. He sees a person getting bullied, and he's like, no, actually, bully me. I'll be the one who is bullied, actually. So he goes up one day, and he sees all these ghosts and ghouls coming together, scares the shit out of him, and then what do they turn into? They turn into Nue. And what she wants him to do is play video games.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you really a demon ghoul, whatever you are? And she's like, yeah, you know, I'm one of the chill ones, I guess, because, you know, sometimes when people have bad energy, then these ghouls can manifest into real things, into real dangerous things. And so what happens? The bullies, while they're bullying the previous person, they manifest this monster or something like that just starts killing everyone. And of course, the main character wants to come and save the day, and Nue's like, don't worry, bro, I got you covered. He gets the power, and he kills the monster. And it is very much exactly what you expect from the start of a Shonen Jump action manga.
Yeah, just the most simple, cut and dry, no bullshit shonen manga. Supernatural shonen manga. Nue's Exorcist, Nue no Onmyouji. Check it out.
Yeah. All right, shall we go on to number 6?
Yes. 6th place in the print manga category goes to Super Psychic Policeman Choujou.
Choujou-senpai.
Choujou-senpai.
Another jump one.
So essentially the premise of it is that we have on the cover there the girl on the left hand side there. She's a newly graduated police officer. So she just finished the academy, and it's her time to be stationed at a police station in West Shinjuku, one of the most dangerous areas in Tokyo.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Lots of crime happens there, unfortunately. So when you're visiting West Shinjuku, just be aware of that. But the head of that particular police station there is not just any police officer. It is Choujou-senpai, the main character, who just happens to have psychic powers. You'd think that, oh, a police station with a dude who has psychic powers and who can read people's minds and everything would be like insane. Like, the protection must be insane there. Like, why would I be stationed here? Well, it turns out that this dude, Choujou-senpai, instead of like stationing himself at the police station and helping people out, he basically goes and buys gunplas and just like makes gunplas at the police station. Another absurdist comedy manga where it's essentially the wacky adventures of this like police, woman who is fresh out of the academy, who also just happens to be like incredibly like powerful and buff because she's like a judo champion or something, working in tandem with this just horrible human being of a psychic police detective. So if you like your absurdist comedy, this is the one.
Check this one out. Well, we are into our final five
Top
for
five,
the
baby.
print manga category. So at number 5, we have
Boo!
Cosmos.
Banger.
One of my favorites.
Actually,
one of the favorites
Same.
that I read.
Same.
Oh my God, this was so good.
So, interesting little tidbit about this one that I read up on after I finished reading it. Apparently, this manga was heavily loved by Kubo Taito, the creator of Bleach. He personally was like, this needs to win an award. So, you want to explain the premise of this one?
It's just Men in Black, isn't it?
I literally wrote down Repo Man Men in Black.
There's a lot of aspects to it. So the main character, he's human, but he also has this ability to tell if someone is lying. It turns out that Earth is a society where aliens just come visit. He meets this girl who works for an intergalactic life insurance company that basically goes around making sure everyone is paying their down payments and shit like that, making sure that no one's overstaying their visas. Kind of like an episodic manga where every chapter, it would be it would be the main guy taking on different cases of different aliens that had visited Earth. It's got a mix of like heartwarming kind of stories and a lot of action as well. I don't know if it's building up to a bigger storyline, but I really enjoyed it. I feel like it is. But I really enjoyed this one.
This is easily gotten my favorite one.
One of our favorite ones.
100%.
So
let's move on to the 4th place for the print manga category, and that goes to
Dogsred.
Dogsred. Another one done by a manga author that you might be aware of, Noa-senpai. He is the creator of Golden Kamuy.
This was really good as well. I really enjoyed this one. As you can probably tell from the cover, this is a sports manga. Canadians. This is it. This is your manga.
Your representation.
This is your representation. This is everything that you've ever wanted. Because it is an ice hockey manga. And I know nothing about ice hockey. So this manga is very useful in teaching me everything that I need to know about ice hockey, as with every sports manga.
But it's not just a regular ice hockey manga. In fact, the premise is quite unique. So our main character is actually like a junior Japan champion of figure skating. It's kind of hinted that he had like a kind of a tough upbringing, but a family that was very dedicated and pushed him to do figure skating, and he wanted to pursue that career because, his family was like really like, yeah, I think you'll be a great figure skater. It starts off, he wins this competition and everyone's like, oh man, what a celebratory moment, what a congratulatory moment, this is going to be great for him. Instead, he just absolutely wrecks shit. He starts throwing chairs, he starts destroying the sponsor walls, and basically gets excommunicated from the figure skating community. Even after reading this first volume, you're not quite sure as the reader why he did that. You find out that, he has a long-lost family that lives up in Hokkaido. While up there, he enrolls in a school that has an ice hockey club. And this school is like a really weak team. So weak, in fact, that the school is going to close down the following year. So for this ice hockey club, it is the last year to play.
Of course, it's a sports manga.
This is a sports manga.
Yeah. Last year, guys, we just want to play together one more time.
We gotta make it count. Just one last time. Let's get the boys together. I don't care if we lose, we're gonna do it. But they don't have enough players to play. But then they find, our main character just like ripping shit on the ice because he's a figure skater. And they're like, yo, you know how to rip shit on the ice? Can you like play in this game that's gonna start in like 2 hours? And he was like, yeah, but I've never played ice hockey in my life. And he's like, just do it. We need the people. And then during this first match that you read in this first volume, it's this like joint process of like the main character learning about like the tough parts and the joyous parts of ice hockey that is different to figure skating. But then there's this unique twist where he actually uses his figure skating skills in the ice hockey match.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest, that's the twist to this, just being a pure ice hockey manga. I don't know how accurate it is to actual techniques used in ice hockey. He does some moves, he does some twirls, he does some jumps, and I don't know how common that is in ice hockey.
Yeah.
But it was fucking hype in manga form.
Yeah.
And this is just a by the books sports manga that is just very, very well executed. In ice hockey form. How do you recommend this? If you either like ice hockey, or if you're Canadian, just hockey, or sports manga. This is gonna pop off as a sports manga for sports manga fans.
Definitely unique.
And I think there are more and more sports manga that are getting like more and more popular as well. And this is the first time I've seen an ice hockey manga.
Same.
And I think that was like the biggest selling point of this one. Because it looks brutal, but fun as hell.
W Canadians.
Yes, W Canadians. You guys just get to go into fights in your sport and just call that part of the sport, man. That's awesome. That is awesome.
What if we just beat each other up, eh?
Okay.
Top three.
Top 3.
In third place with the bronze medal for the print manga category, it is... Shigemi, Ogami, and the Strange Everyday Life. So I wrote Monster Musume Slice of Life.
I wrote in all caps, this girl is fucking adorable. Oh shit, this is just a furry gateway manga. Yeah.
You didn't have to make the character so cute, dog. Now we're questioning ourselves.
Yeah. It's kind of similar to the teasing genre.
Yes.
But it's not so much teasing, but it definitely is about a guy and his blossoming relationship with this adorable girl. It's set in a world where it's not just humans. There are like all sorts of different beings, and the main girl is like a werewolf, and it's just a very nice, comfy slice of life romance manga. Is there romance in there?
It's teasing on romance.
It's teasing on romance.
It's like giving you ever so subtle hints where it's like, it could go in like a romance direction, or it could just stay as a wholesome one.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it.
Yeah, because the thing I loved about this is that there are some other titles that occupy the same space that I would say the main duo don't have a great chemistry with each other. I fucking love the chemistry between the main duo of this one.
Yeah.
What makes them work is that there is this guy, he has this preconceived notion about having to be liked, having to be accepted. So much so that it's become a big insecurity.
Yep.
Meanwhile, he meets this werewolf girl. She does what she wants. She says what she wants. She goes where she pleases.
Yep.
And he learns how to like accept himself and, become a better person just by hanging out with her.
Yeah.
This girl, I was just like, my heart.
Yeah.
My heart. Oh.
It's so cute.
Yeah. This, it's just adorable, man. It's
so
just
cute.
adorable.
Fuck.
If you like your, anime in the teasing genre, check this one out, because when this anime comes out, she's going to be one of those like girls in the season that just takes over, and then you see gifs of her everywhere. I'm calling it right now.
I can already see it. There's going to be two camps. There's one who is like, man, she's fucking cute, but I'm not a furry though. And then there's the other camp who's like, I don't give a fuck if I'm a furry. She's cute.
Anyway,
hell yeah.
check this one out. Congratulations on third place.
Good shit.
Which means there are 2 left.
The silver medal, second place for the print manga category, goes to...
Boom! Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-Kun. If episodes of Mafia. So this is a spin-off to Iruma-Kun, which I unfortunately haven't read. I've only seen like the first episode of the anime for that one. And I know I should read that one or watch that one because everyone's told me some very, very good things about it. But I did read the first few chapters of this. It was just a nice, comfy read. So I believe it's in the middle of something like a gag manga to an action manga. As a baby, he saves this random old man by giving him bread. And then it turns out that old man is the boss of a mafia, right?
Okay.
And so afterwards, he introduces him to his mafia family, right? And then they go on wacky adventures together, which is the best way I can describe this because I don't know.
So it's like episodic?
It's kind of like episodic. It kind of reminds me of something maybe like Spy Family. Where it's got a little bit of action, a little bit of comedy. You know exactly what you're getting. And every time, eventually, Iruma-Kun grows up and becomes the boss of this mafia family. And then they have to solve different problems every single week.
So question, do you have to have read or watched Iruma-Kun to enjoy this?
You don't, because I had no idea about Iruma-Kun at all. From what I understand, something completely removed from the original Iruma-Kun story. Again, going into like the assassin, mafia, kind of like spy action comedy, which seems to be the trend, and they've added it to Iruma-Kun. So if you're looking for like one of the another like Spy Family, Kindergarten Wars manga, this is the manga for you.
All right.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah, second place.
Which means we have to go to the winner.
Gold medal.
Of the print manga category. Joey, do you want to do the honors for this one?
Yes. First place in the print manga category, unsurprisingly, goes to the manga of all time, Kagurabachi, baby!
We did it! We fucking did it, chat!
Let's go!
We did it! The greatest manga
ever made!
That's why it's the GOAT!
It's
the GOAT!
The funniest thing, like, when was it? Last year? Year before?
I think it was last year.
Last year, there were all these memes on Twitter. The first volume of this hadn't even come out. I don't even think the first chapter had even come out. It was just like literally this teaser pic and the title had come out and someone decided to start this meme of saying like, yo, Kagurabachi is the most goated manga ever created. The greatest to ever be created. It got so big to the point where the author of Kagurabachi was like, wow, people overseas are like really looking forward to my manga.
And saved my life. Kagurabachi saved my life.
Kagurabachi saved my life.
Jujutsu Kaisen fans are like, oh no, it's Kagurabachi.
And so that meme existed and, we're all haha laughing about it. I actually picked up this first volume the day it came out. Because I was like, all right, look, I know it's a meme and everything, but I'm genuinely curious to see what this manga is like. Actually goated. Like, this manga is actually fucking awesome.
So when we were given the winners for this award show, I saw Kagurabachi at number 1, and I'm like, wait, it's real?
It's not just a meme.
It's not just a meme. It's actually good. The meme that was said it was good, like ironically turned into an unironic meme. It's good.
The community actually foresaw into the future and actually figured out that this manga was actually really good.
The meme is dead.
It's actually good.
It is actually good. It is unironically actually good. And I honestly think this might be the next big thing. I honestly think this might be the next big thing.
I actually think so too.
You have the main character, who is the son of this legendary blacksmith who has made 6 legendary swords that have like saved the world from war because of how OP these swords are. Chapter 1 ends with his father, the swordsmith, being murdered by some sorcerers or something like that.
Some secret organization.
Some secret organization. And so the main basic plotline of this is the main character with a secret 7th sword that his dad crafted, going around trying to find the 6 swords that his dad made so he can get them back. Each of these legendary swords has a different ability, a different magic power system. There are sorcerers there that can use magic. It has got everything you'd expect from a shonen action manga. It is working on the framework of a lot of other successful shows, but giving it its own kind of like twist.
It's that whole thing of like, don't try and fix something that's not broken. And I think Kagurabachi has just perfectly taken every element that maybe some people have seen from past shonen manga, but has just combined it in a way where it's definitely unique in and of its own. And the art style is so good in this.
The art style is great. The action is really, really good. The powers are interesting so far. I'd love to see how far they take this power system. In the get-go, it feels like the vibe is right in the middle of JJK and Chainsaw Man. It's like definitely a little bit edgier. It just seems like all the pieces are in place just for this to just take over within the next few years. Now that JJK and My Hero Academia are just ending like within the next few weeks, and I'm already waiting for the anime adaptation of this. That is the #1 winner of the print manga. I'm sure we're going to be referring back to this moment in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
When we're like, yeah, Kagurabachi, remember when that was the winner of the next manga awards? So hopefully it ages well and it continues to get better.
Yeah, hell yeah, look forward to it.
Check out all of these manga if you want a peek into what could be, or what I really do think is going to be some of the hottest titles coming out in the next few years.
Hell yeah.
If you have to pick one, Joey, if you have to pick one.
If I had to pick one,
Yeah.
I think I'd have to say Centuria. It just has everything that I love in a dark fantasy. I want to know where this is going. So
Yeah.
if I had to pick, probably Centuria.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, obviously, I gotta pick the greatest manga of all time. It saved my life, chat. Kagurabachi, you heard it here first. It is the greatest manga to ever be made. It is the greatest anime to never be made because it's not out yet. It's literally saved my life. Jujutsu Kaisen fans are on suicide watch because this is out right now. My Hero Academia fans have jumped off the side of the earth. Naruto fans are forgotten. Kagurabachi, you've heard it here first. Go read it, guys.
I'm so glad you did that bit because I was going to do it.
Anyway, though, that's it from me for today. I've been Gigok, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.